party started. Cool. Oh, thank you so much for everyone who's on the call and jumping on our new Monday night's call, which is exciting. And yeah, definitely, if you haven't watched the live that Corin's posted on the page, absolutely go and have a.
I've lost her.
Me too.
So what I wanted to just go over tonight was just talking about consistency and just over the Christmas New Year period. So I did post this in the Ignite page just to get you all thinking, because it's just so easy for us to slip into this mindset of it's Christmas, people aren't thinking about this right now, and then it'll come to New Year, it's going to be at the top of everyone's minds, but we want to be at the top of everyone's minds. So it's really, really important now for us to keep doing what we're doing. So everyone will be, but I just felt this was just coming up for me, so I really wanted to bring this up to you all, and hopefully some of you might get some value out of it. So basically, I'm just going to go over some examples of what I mean about being consistent and over this time, and then why, and then I'm going to just talk through what my plan is, and then I'd love to just open up the call for everyone to, just bring up what is your plan, and you might be able to pick some ideas off each other. Then we're just going to talk about, I did post something in the Ignite page around just like visualization and just making sure that you do have what you want, knowing what you want in front of you, so you've got something to work towards. So I'm just going to touch on that again, and then we're just going to just have a little bit about events at the end of the call. So one moment. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. So just one other thing as well, just around this is last year. I think it was like the 22nd or 23rd of December. This actually just popped up on my. I think it must have been a memory. I actually hosted an opportunity meeting in Dunedin with Corin and Steve, and it was 2 days before Christmas, and it was just another reminder of like Christmas and New Year period. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't have to think, oh, people are not worrying about Isagenix, or they're not worrying about their weight or their money or anything, because we had 15 people there, and it was an opportunity meeting, and it was incredible, and we had drinks afterwards. So keeping events top of mind as well, like still hold your taster parties. I know, Donna, you had one last week and you're planning one each week. If only a couple of people show up, it's so fine, but at least you're still doing them and people are noticing these actions, and that's what's so powerful about being consistent, because you're doing something now and people are going to pick it up a month later, because if you're not doing it, then you're not going to be top of mind. So that's just the clue there, is just keeping doing what you're doing. The events are just so powerful. So some examples around consistency. So when I hear about being consistent, I always go to thinking about the business. Oh, I've got to be doing my 3x3x3, and that is so important, but it's everything else as well. It's how you show up online, how you show up in person. Are you using the products consistently? Because all of this is going to show down the track. It's not just about the business side, it's everything else as well. I'm just going to read some other examples I've got down here. There's one thing that I'm just telling you this because it's, I guess, showing me and you all that like the power of being consistent, is that coming to England, I know a few people here, but I've met some people that I hadn't met before, and they actually came up to me and said, oh, I want to talk to you about Isagenix. And I was like, I didn't understand how they knew about it because I hadn't met them before, so they've just heard it through other people, and they've seen it online since I've been here, but we weren't friends before. So it's just, again, showing that if you just keep being you, I rock up to their house and blend up a smoothie and they're like, what is this? So it's just still being you regardless of the situation, and people are gonna ask you what you're doing. And so yeah, so there's some examples. So being present on social media, doing your do, still talking about Isagenix and using the products are some examples of being consistent. And so what I'm going to do to keep myself consistent is I've plugged myself into Healthy Mind and Body. So I just joined that about 4 or 5 days ago now, and it is just phenomenal. I'm not sure if everyone has tried it, but if you haven't, it is so worth doing. It says it's 15 minutes a day that you log in and you just answer some questions. You've got to like write some things down, but it prompts you. And I think it even takes 10 minutes actually. Like, it's just incredible. And it sends you an email in the morning or whatever time you want it to, just to give you a wee it's like a wee quote, and it's so relevant. Like, I posted one of them on the Ignite page, and I was like, oh my gosh. And that has just helped me so much. And you can just log in from your phone. I was helping friends move in the weekend, and I can just, oh crap, I need to do my Healthy Mind and Body. I said I was going to do it. So you log in, you read, you answer, and it just sets you up for the day. So you can choose to do it in the morning, or you can choose to do it in the evening and reflect on that day, or reflect on the day before. So so that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'm doing my 11-day cleanse. I know some of you in the group as well are doing this, so it's great because we've got the group chat going. We're just posting on our stories. Like, I'm just posting my cleanse drink, my chocolate, and then I had someone message me this morning, can I have more info on the 11-day cleanse? And we spoke about a month ago about this, but she didn't want a bar of it because she still sees we're still doing it. And now there's a group, she's got FOMO. So that's what I plan to do. And I'm going to be hosting a taster party in the new year in Essex and one other area I can't remember the name of. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'd love to hear from everyone on the call around what they plan to do around being consistent, like over this time, and just give us some examples. So Rory, you're like right on my top left, so I'm going to start with you.
I had that feeling in my soul you were going to pick me first, eh? I was kind of just like,
I love it. That's why I picked you.
Yeah. All right. Hi, team. How's it going? Consistency through this period. Honestly, I've been kicking myself up the ass big time the last couple of days. Because I don't know if you guys gone into that Trello thing that they did at Call On. It helps so much when you're like, what can I do today? Like, you know, I've done I don't know how many of you guys saw it, but that post I did in the Ignite page, all came from that. There was a tab and it's like, make a post in your page. And I'm like, done. Okay. And basically my way of staying consistent is I'm keeping to myself, because I'm going back to my cause, my values, where I started Isagenix initially because I wanted to get healthier. And I've transitioned a lot into the business and I'm hardcore. And I find at times that I'm losing what I started for, what I initially started with, the health. And my big thing now is all the boys at work, 2 of them have got gout now. And I don't know if you know much about it, but that shit hurts. Like, they've had to have an entire shift off because of it. And they are hardcore thinking about changing and getting their health in order. And I realized that while I've known them, I haven't been the pinnacle of like, this guy's actually healthy and he's getting into it. And now that I have been the last week, because I've got goals for, you know, IsaBody finalist / champ next year and all that, they're recognizing it. And 3 of them are coming to the gym instantly within the last week, are coming to the gym with me now. And I guess my big thing now is, like you said, it's amazing to be consistent every day with the 3x3x3, but also to smash out being consistent with health is too, because this is health and nutrition and wellness, and the business is a part of that, not the other way around. And that's what my head got caught up in. But yeah, so I hope that kind of answers the question.
No, that's so good. That's so good. So it's just really like highlighting or being clear on the actions you're going to take over this time. So for you, that is being consistent with your health, I guess, you know, around like the products and just showing up with that.
Definitely, because I'm all good and well when it comes to the 3x3x3, but now I need to show up in health. I need to show up as somebody, when people look at me, they think I can go to them and ask them questions. I can go to them and ask them without me having to go to them. That's what my aim is, as such.
Yeah. And just even like, and one thing with that as well is just when you mentioned around wanting them to come to you as well, just keep in mind that lots of people don't come to you, like they wait for you to bring it up. But if you're like being there, and you'll feel that they want to know, and you can just be like, oh,
Exactly.
do you want, you know, like, if I send you a video, would you want to take a look, you know, just things like that. So yeah,
definitely.
so good.
Hella.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Rory. Jules, what are some actions that you're gonna keep in place to keep consistent over December, January?
So for me, it's recreating our Nourish the Best You walking group that we had, and creating that community and just being out there in the community. And also taster parties, so getting those consistent for next year. And talked with Corinne a little bit last week about just the types of events that we've got, and just alternating those as well, but having something consistent every week, whether it's a taster party or just something social, just to get people having a bit of a community there.
That's good. That's awesome. That's so good. So what are you going to put in place to help you, support you, keep consistent through this time? Because that, I think that's just why I wanted to bring this up, was around, I know we can say I'm going to show up and be better with my health, or I'm going to have taster parties, but I just think, because it's Christmas, and I don't know, for me, I initially wanted to switch off last year, and just be like, cruise for a few weeks, and then in January I'll look at it again. But it's just around, like, what are you going to put in place to keep yourself being consistent over this time? Is it I'm gonna plan over the next week, and pop in my diary a taster each week, or I'm gonna have the walking group set up for this time, or I guess it's just around having things ready before the next few weeks come, so that
it's definitely
it helps
having
you.
It's definitely having that in place, and definitely having a set day as well, because we are trying to switch up the routine at home a little bit, and have one day that is just like switching off from social media and that sort of stuff. So having that one consistent day every single week, that there's going to be something regardless of whatever else is happening as well. So there's that consistency there. It's just deciding on what day that's going to be. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, no, that's good. Thanks, Jules.
Oh.
Donna? How are you?
Hi. So, well, our team's made a wee messenger page for organising our tasters, because they have kind of fallen through our hands lately. But I had one last week and no one came. Woohoo! My first one, no one came. Exciting. But that's okay, because I had wines with Nanya and Sonia, which are two ladies that are already doing Isagenix. You guys know Nanya. So that was okay, and we talked about Isagenix and could they think of people, that could benefit from blah, 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 just the norm. And now Wednesday night we're having one at Nanya's house, and we've planned out in our team chat who's having the next few. So I've got some of the newbies doing it. I even messaged my friend the other day to see if I could go to Oamaru and have a taster for her, because she's thinking about maybe stopping Isagenix. And I'm like, no, let's do a taster at your house. So exciting. I'll come all the way. Anyway, that's fine. That'll be fun if the car didn't blow up in the weekend. Yay! Yeah, it's all happening, I tell you. And also, I'm on the webinar tomorrow night, and I'm freaking out. And I honestly have been thinking in my head, I'm going to say I can't do it and get someone else to do it. And I've been doing this for like a week now, but it's tomorrow night, and I'm not going to do that. I've got to balls up, to be fair. I don't know why I'm freaking out so much, because I talk all the time. It shouldn't really be an issue, but I am technology challenged, and so I'm concerned, because I actually tried to log on to the webinar tonight and it wouldn't let me. Did anyone else log on to the webinar tonight? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so hopefully it works tomorrow. Yeah, so for me, that was a big thing for me, to follow through. I mean, I normally do follow through, but really with this webinar, that's one thing that I've been freaking myself out about. And yeah, and staying consistent with these tasters, I think, is going to be important. because I kind of lost track a wee bit, just like Rory was saying about, you know, why did you really start in the first place? And I think I kind of, the same as you, Rory, kind of lost sight of that a little bit. And I think it's good to go back to that. I had a bride, a want-to-be bride, text me yesterday, and she was talking to me about being a celebrant, and then all of a sudden she said to me, actually, I remember you. I came and I heard you talk at a Super Saturday, and I was like, what the shit? Really? How weird is that? Ooh, I was like, oh, good. And then she asked me questions about pregnancy and having Isagenix, and I'm like, let me send you a tool. And it was just really bizarre, because I thought no one would remember me from doing something like that. So I think just knowing that your consistency and showing up actually works. I've got to get my shit together, really. That's basically it. Sorry, I ramble on. Go off topic, sorry.
It's awesome, Donna. No, you just gave like a perfect, a perfect example. You're just, of course people are going to remember you at Super Saturday. You rocked that presentation, and don't think for a second that people won't, and then that word would spread, The bride will be like, oh, if she wants to talk about Isagenix, she'll remember you and talk about you in the presentation. So it's just a ripple effect.
Do you know the weirdest thing about that is she's joined. I'm not sure, can't remember who she said she was with. It's someone that I didn't recognise. So I thought weird that she did a 30-day with this person and now is pregnant and now is asking me about can she do it while she's pregnant. One would think you'd go back and ask your person, eh? So that's weird.
Oh yeah, I mean she might not know. So you could just, if she's already enrolled with someone, just simply ask, who she's.
Yeah, that's what I did, and then I said I'll just send you the tool so you can see what you are and are not allowed. Yeah.
That's awesome. And just Corin's just posted in the group chat there about healthy mind and body. That could be something that you look into. It's just 10 minutes a day, and it just works on it just works on your self-belief and everything. So that could help you keep on track. 10 minutes a day, like it's unbelievable. I can't believe I haven't done it.
Is it a website?
It's through Isagenix, so you can log in through your back office. I think you go to resources, and then just healthy mind and body, and you sign up, and it's 55 New Zealand dollars. But at the end of it, once you've complete, you get it back in product. So it's just like an ice water check. It works on your mind. And our mind is something that I think messes with us the most. I mean, I know that's something I feel like we might all have challenges with it one way or another. So healthy mind and body just helps you keep in check. It's phenomenal. All right, Corin, you're next on my screen.
Yay! Hi everyone. I've done healthy mind and body 3 times. And I get something different from it every time I've done it. So I've done it at many different stages in my journey as well. Most of the time they've been during an ISA derby, because I need to keep some sanity when everything is just crazy during a derby. So I definitely recommend Healthy Mind and Body as well, because if anybody is, you actually, I'll just say this specifically to you, Donna, you are so fantastic at talking to people about Isagenix. And you're so brilliant about just being normal, just being normal, our kind of normal. But when it comes to that self-belief in the webinar, for example, that's where Healthy Mind and Body will start to snap that wall or break through that wall that's there for you. And it's just courses and things like that actually start to shift that belief in self. And we all did UIA, right? All of us were there at UIA, and we know that the only thing ever that we're not 10 out of 10 in is ourself. So Healthy Mind and Body is the best, most affordable first bit of personal development. So it's so great that Isagenix are so hot on that, along with David Wood. But yay, I'm so freaking excited for Christmas in December. This has just been such a brilliant month. And so far, for me, I have been consistent in my exercise. My intentions have been being consistent in my eating, consistent in my product use. And to be honest with you, I just really feel that there's so much freaking hype about December. And we're just talking about one freaking day Christmas Day, and all the rest of the days everything else is the same, other than you might see some family and a few more people a bit more often and eat a little bit more. But we've got the best nutrition on the face of the planet, so we can eat a little bit more. So it's not actually that big of a deal. And there are people signing up left, right and centre in Auckland. Like, we've enrolled 3 people so far in December. We've got another 3 people lined up who are just going to jump on board as soon as Christmas Day is out the way. Like, okay, fine. Whatever. But it's just literally been from not doing anything different, but keeping consistent in the day-to-day activities. So product wise, absolutely, like gung-ho, sticking it out, like doing this 11-day cleanse as a tribe is so fantastic, because it really is showcasing how easy it is to be consistent with our products. Like, it's just up here that we say, oh, it's Christmas and I'm going to eat a bit more cheese. It's like, great, eat a bit more cheese. It's actually not a problem. Like, it's actually not a problem. And people are like, oh, I thought I needed a clear month. And you're like, hell no. No month's ever clear. Get on board now. And they're like, oh, too easy. So just being really normal about it and staying just as excited has been something that's really been working for me, and something that I'm staying committed to. And yeah, I hosted an event last week where I just had 2 girls come along to who were already enrolled, so I can totally relate, Donna. The event didn't really eventuate, but the impact that was there for those 2 women who did come along was actually huge. And they were both already, yeah, like I said, already enrolled, but they have a whole new vision for 2019. And that was just something I was really excited about. So, you know, go all guns blazing, like absolutely. An event on Wednesday at Nanya's, epic. So good, because people, they're not going to get their boxes till after Christmas Day now anyway. So if they're going to enroll, they'll be starting after Christmas now anyway. So it is actually such an exciting time of year, because 2019 for me, there's just so much newness that literally comes at midnight. We step through into the new year. There's excitement, there's possibility, there's people ready to take action. I'm just so fired up. I'm just so excited by all that's happening. And it's so great to hear all you guys with your intentionality around what am I going to do for myself to inspire others. And, you know, to actually get your 3x3x3 done probably takes about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour if you just want to put some more zhuzh into your messages. Half an hour, you can just do it when you're waking up in bed. Boom, 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 non-negotiable, done, out the door, phone on flight mode the rest of the day, present with the family, because that is so important at this time of year. It's such a beautiful, special time. So it's something that I'm definitely going to be doing, as I have different people arriving in New Zealand over the next week as well. So hope that answers your question, babe.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. It's so true. It's Christmas is just one day, and the people that start now are going to start after Christmas anyway. So, and I have a girl over here that's doing the same. She's like, "Oh, I'll just start on like Boxing Day." I'm like, "Yeah, cool, all good. Like, let's just order it now." You know, yeah. So that's awesome. That's so good. All right, who have we got next? Nanya.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yep, absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
cool.
So we're just going over just identifying like what are the what are we going to do to keep consistent over December, January, this Christmas period, New Year period.
Yeah.
For next year.
Yeah. So sorry I was late to the call. I was actually having a bit of a moment. I haven't done anything this last week, and I was so guilty I almost didn't jump on the call. So have to work on that. So I had a really good chat with Jordan, and I said, I don't know what's holding me back. I thought I made that decision. You know how we had that one call, when you make that decision, you fully commit, you're just going to stick to it's a shift. And I feel like, I don't know what's still, holding me back, and I don't know if I set myself too big like an hour every day, if that was intimidating to me in some way. Not that I know why, but so I'm just going to slightly try and change my schedule and actually make it a set time every day, so that it's not like, oh yeah, I'll do in half an hour every day and then just kind of potter around and maybe not get to those get to that half an hour. So I'm going to do a half an hour every day. So, from the moment I get home, before I do anything else, do that, and then I can do whatever I want, and on my days off, because that's when I struggle the most as well, as on my days off. When I get up, the moment I get up, spend a half an hour, and then I can just have my relax of my weekend. So just actually setting that time aside, as opposed to just, just whenever, because I don't do it when I do it like that. So I just have to be a bit more specific and doing half an hour as opposed to an hour, because then my mind might not say to me, oh, it's an hour, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, just trying to find something that will work for me, and not what I have been trying to do.
That's good, and that way, you, just by you identifying that, like this, putting an hour aside a day is not working for you, now you've got a schedule. Scheduling half an hour each day, can work. And then even just setting a task for you to do on that half an hour, because I can resonate with this as well, Nanya. Like, when I was working, I'd be like, oh, yeah, cool, I'll do an hour each evening, or an hour and a half, and then an hour would come and I'd sit there and be like, I don't know what to do. But it's just setting that intention around it. It could be the 3 by 3 by 3, or 2 by 2 by 2, whatever works for you. But I think one thing as well is just around getting, clear on your why and why you're doing this. And that Donna brought this up before, is she'd lost sight of why she's doing this. It's got to be that, think back to UIA, like what's that burning thing that almost brings you to tears. Like it's good. Yeah. You've got to have a strong pull to be doing this. Otherwise, why are we doing this? Otherwise, we're not going to do anything if you don't have a reason, So think back to UIA or what your why is.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I kind of figured out before is my environment as well, because I hadn't actually had that sort of talk with Jordan since I've been back from UIA. I kind of felt like, as I said before, I value my time quite a lot. I like doing just whatever I want to do, but I also felt like taking like an hour away to do something isogenics. I'm taking myself away from him as well, and actually including him in, sort of me and him having a chat about it and say, oh, why don't, because, well, do it then, set that time for yourself, because that was his suggestion. He's so practical sometimes. And, just having him in on that as well, I think that will help as well, because that makes my environment more supportive. Not that he hasn't been, but, now that he's included, it feels a bit more, not like I'm, not spending time with him as much. It's like, that's my time to do this, and that's that. So absolutely. I think it's so important. Well.
And have you would you be open to sharing your why with Jordan? Have you talked to Jordan about why you're doing this and why it's so important? It sounds like he's on board anyway, because he's offering you advice around how about you setting time aside. Like, that's fantastic. Like, the support there is definitely there. Have you about your why?
Not in so many words. The idea of just, having more money and just having more freedom around, time and, just what we can do, but not as much, I suppose, the vision that I saw at like UIA, that kind of thing. I had a vague one with Mum, which is completely different, but not in so many words, no.
And that's something you could, maybe think about, and that could, take away that, you mentioned that guilt before around not spending time with him, but if you're sharing with him why you're doing this, that might help as well. But do you feel clear on why you're doing this? Do you mind me asking you?
Yes, I do.
Asking you this? Sorry. I'm just like, oh,
no, absolutely not.
Everyone will benefit from this, I'm sure, as well. Just, like getting clear on, are you clear on why you're doing this or what you want to achieve?
Yeah, like I've got a vision of where I eventually want to be going. But I've had that before and I've still not gone for it, So I feel like my problem is not knowing why I'm doing it, but there's somewhere in between. It's foggy. It's like it's somewhere between me and my mind actually and doing that to get there. Yeah, belief. It's probably somewhere in me that lies, and I almost want to say, because I've always had an issue with motivation. You know, just actually doing what needs to be done to get where I want to get. And I mean, motivation is such a hard thing to gather around, and sometimes you just don't have that. And
motivation doesn't, everyone just doesn't have motivation. Like, we hear lots of the leaders speaking at the events, and they don't wake up each day and think, oh, I'm so excited to do my 3x3x3. Like, I'm just so pumped and I'm so motivated. It doesn't happen for me every day either. And that's why I've chosen to plug into Healthy Mind and Body, because I'm prompted. So it's going to give me 60 days of prompts to get motivated into to get into action. So I mean, if you're clear on your why, but your belief is lacking, then maybe if you would like to look into Healthy Mind and Body, that could be something you could work on. That could just be 10 minutes a day. The other 20 minutes you'll be able to fire out the 3x3x3, and that's it. And then you can feel guilt-free for the rest of the day. As you mentioned, your time is really valuable when you want to do what you like to do, but then that way that's done. Otherwise, do you feel that if you've said you're going to set aside an hour on your day off, but then you don't do it, are you still thinking about that at the end of the day of how you haven't done it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so that's just carried. That's carried through for your whole day, and that's going to ripple. This is just I'm talking from experience. So.
And then later in the week, you're like, I haven't done this, and it's like the more you haven't done it, the more it builds up, and it weighs you down, and the less you're likely to do it, because it's already all those days that are like on top of you.
Yeah. So then you're just cutting it, draw a line of sand, and then just start. Otherwise, that's just going to keep going. So, all I can think right now is just Healthy Mind and Body could be phenomenal for you and for anyone here if they want to help create some consistency, 10 minutes a day, and you get fantastic coaching and videos as well on the call. So, so perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
What have we got? Mr. Steve Butler.
Hi guys, how are you? Good. Where do I start? I was thinking, my head is like a maze at the moment. There's so many different directions I can talk from. The question is, where do I start? First thing, I'm going to start by saying I can't believe how light it is in the South Island. I'm pretty shocked. If you look outside my window, it's pitch black. I'm in the same country. Still trying to get my head around that. That was the first thing on a lighter note. Second, I just want to know, I've realised that the key to really understanding your kind of consistency and what you're creating is in a way through numbers and understanding like how you're tracking, how you're performing. And obviously some of you, if you've been in Less Than Isogenix for a year, you probably won't really have your tracking kind of numbers yet, of how we've been doing this for 4 years and properly for 2 years, probably building it, going all out, I'd say probably for about 2 years, me and Corinne. And it's funny because I've been looking at the numbers and trying to really establish how we're tracking and analyzing the numbers to go, well, where are we falling short? What do we need to do? Because we wake up every day with an absolute burning desire to build Isogenix. Like the pain of being in the same position of what we're living through at the moment, being trapped where we live in the most expensive place in New Zealand, probably, right? The thought of can't go on holiday, like can't take a week off, and living kind of paycheck to paycheck every week, like I'd rather, the burning desire to build Isagenix and what it can create is far more powerful, and the excitement of the possibility of having that keeps me going every day I wake up. And when I compare it to the pain that I'm currently in at the moment. So my mindset is shifted a lot around this, because I obviously hear a lot of people on the call going, I want to take that, I want to spend an hour a day doing it, but I don't. And it just, from my experience, I think it just comes down to you're just settled with what you're doing at the moment. And I think it's finding a way of being settled in what you're doing. If that's, sorry, someone's come off your mute. I can't. Yeah, if settling in the way you're living life at the moment, if that's how you want to keep living your life, and you want it to look like that in the 5 years, then that's cool. But if it's not, then you need to try and, like for me, right, the pain point, year after year, I've created success in my life, and like, other people look to me and think I've created success, but to me, I know there's a bigger thing out there. I know I've climbed a mountain, and the mountain, I've got to the top of the mountain and what I'm doing, but then there's this mountain next to me that's an Isagenix mountain, which keeps growing and it keeps getting bigger, and I'm on this little mountain over here, and I want to get to that mountain over there. And every day I wake up, and the burning desire to get onto that mountain is just extreme. And if I would rather not see Corinne at all, and know that we're taking action to our goals. So in 2 years' time, we can have the most phenomenal life living where we want, rather than just, oh yeah, let's see each other every day and spend more time and do less action on Isagenix, so we can maybe go to the cinema at the end of the week, or we can save up for 2 years and have a holiday to Fiji or something like that. And I'd rather not see her for, even if we said a month. I'm not going to talk to you for a month. Then when you come back in a month, we've got $10,000 in our bank, and we can go and have an amazing life together. That for me is the reality.
You regret that if that happened.
but that is the reality of why we are waking up every day with a burning desire, and this is just an example, right? I've got myself into this frame of mind, and me and Corinne kind of clash over it, is that Corinne's quite a positive, general positive person, thinks everything is gonna work out, always looking at things from a positive light. But in a way, I always think the world's going to end tomorrow, to be honest. And what do I need to do today to make sure the world doesn't end? And every day I think that it's not enough. It's not enough. Not enough. Which I'm not saying that that's the right way to be, and it can make you highly strung, stressed all the time, can't sleep, and that's why I do need to work on it. But it's that mindset which keeps me going and keeps me pushing, and it's what gets me out of bed every single morning. And like, I'll give you an example. I was looking at the numbers, right, and we had this incredible year compared to 2017, 2018, fantastic. And then you get to December, and our cycles are 17 cycles down this December as they were compared to last December. Now, that for me, like, pains me. It's like, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? What do we need to do now? Create this happen. We need to do this. And it can be a bit overwhelming for people. That's why Corinne does a lot of the coaching, right? Because I can be a little bit overwhelming. But there's a number of factors. We were down in Dunedin last year running launch parties, and obviously, Nadia, you were in massive momentum the last December. The team was growing like crazy. And it was just like a big month of people coming in, but going through that, and I take a bit of time to analyze it, and I think, well, the year's been great overall. 230 cycles more this year than last year, right? So overall, it's a real positive thing. So it's trying to, I suppose, I'm trying to utilize that energy that I'm seeing, rather than thinking, oh, everything's falling to pieces because December's going downhill like that. But instead looking at the whole year, but using that kind of slope in growth as a fuel to fire me up, as a pain point. So that's basically my goal in the new year, to cut it fine, to work on the pain point, look at it as a positive, and shoot forward. And just before I pass you back to Nard, I just want to share something with you, Donna, if you don't mind, just a sec. You know, I think you're an absolutely fabulous person for everything you've created in life and what you're doing for yourself. But one thing I've noticed about you, and it's just something that's bugging me a little bit, and I notice when you talk, sometimes you talk as though you're kind of you're not as good as everyone else. You kind of bring yourself down, I find, when you talk, like you're saying, oh, you know, I don't know how, I'm scared. Like you basically, I get that impression as though you feel you're telling yourself that, I'm not good enough in a way. And I just want you to know that you are good enough and you are creating amazing things. And I would love to see a Donna in 2019 that has just got this absolute belief in who she is. You know, I'm running this webinar tomorrow night. I'm so excited and I'm going to absolutely nail it. I'm scared, but I believe in myself. I know I can do this. I know I'm going to empower loads of people. And I just want to hear you every time I speak to you, you be that person in 2019. If that's one of my goals, is to see you, well, you know, one of the amazing thing for me is to be able to see you become that person, because I saw Nadia go from one person in 1 year to another person. And I remember being on a call one night, and I was talking, and Nadia was, I think she was having a freeway call with someone, and I was hearing, I was going, far out, is this the Nadia 6 months ago? And even my dad was with me, and he was like, far out, she's a different woman. And I think that's what propelled Nadia in her dream to be able to live remotely in the UK now with HISA. And I think that, you know, you step into that new realm of possibility for yourself and speaking and power. And I think you're going to do the same as the journey that Nadia went through. All right. So lots of love to you.
Thanks, Dave.
Aw, that's so gorgeous. I love that. I love your chat, Steve. So many nuggets there for everyone to take around consistency and how they're going to take on 19. So good. Laura, so you've just jumped on. We're just going over what are our actions going to be to keep consistent over just I guess it's the next few weeks, and then we've all just shared, and then we're just gonna move on to something else before we end the call.
Sorry I'm late, guys. Crazy time of day for me. So I've literally had the best day of creation ever. And the fact that I can actually breathe while I talk about it is just a new thing. Because right now, earlier on, I was hyperventilating. And basically, I've created a new branding and capsicum, butler, and carrots and avocado and cucumber. I have created a new brand, which is going to be like a female-focused group, which I have called Love Yourself Happy Project. I've created the website domain, the email, the Instagram, everything. It's just, honestly, oh my God, my heart's pounding so fast. I'm so excited. Anyway, it's going to be my whole branding. I'm going to put people through a 16 Weeks to Happy program, which is basically the IsaBody Challenge. I'm going to do May 2019 Your Best Year Yet event. I'm going to have a visualization there. It's all going to tie into the comp plan, how you can set yourself free. I'm going to the long-term plans. I'm going to have this charity to help people with stuff. And basically it's just this whole, I don't even know what the question was, sorry Nads, but just this whole thing around like that's going to be my event, and I'm going to do events based on that every fortnight, and it's going to be my plan, and I'm just so excited. Is that the question? Does that answer your question?
No. No. It was just around like, what are your actions? Like, what are you going to do to keep consistent over the, like, I guess the last few weeks of December, first few weeks of January, where, you keep consistent. So just a few actions, because now people are going to be like, okay, right, I've got to create a website.
No, my God, guys, don't do that. This is just me. Don't do that.
It's just, like, what are some simple actions you're going to be taking to keep yourself consistent over the next month? It's just, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I completely misunderstood you. Okay, basically making sure I do my 3x3x3 every day. I have an alarm in my phone that goes off at 8 p.m. If I haven't done it by that point, I have to stop what I'm doing, sit down and do my 3x3x3. And just making sure that I'm still scheduling my events that I'm going to be doing and doing practices of the webinar or hosting the webinar or whatever, just making sure I'm still doing my consistent actions every day, writing them down, keeping notes of who I'm speaking to, etc. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's all good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that alarm. I love that alarm idea. Yeah. No, that's so good. Okay, I love that. So everyone's pretty present to what they need to do. And we've talked a bit about the why as well. So it just shows how important it is to know why you're doing this. And one thing that so I did post this in the Ignite page. So I might even just, if everyone can just have a look at it, I guess, after the call, it's just around showing the power of, you know, visualizing what you want. So I know we've talked about like get present to your why, but actually picturing it and thinking about it and obsessing over it, because when that happens, that's when you just naturally take the steps for something to happen without even realizing it. And I'm just going to use me as an example again, because it's just to show, I guess I had a realization last week of something I had been obsessing over and wanting to happen. And it was something around my why, but it was waking up in the morning and being able to go to the gym and come home and have brunch with Hisa. Like it's not a financial goal or something, but it was just something that was part of my why that I have thought about for a whole year, like a whole year. And it wasn't till this week where I was like, okay, this week I've actually done that. We woke up in the morning, I went to the gym, he went to his gym, we came back and we had the choice to be able to go to brunch together. And that was just something like, I was like, holy crap. And that's something that I've just been thinking of, you know? So it was just showing that it doesn't have to be, oh, I need to make $1,000 every week. It's that, I mean, having your financial goals is important, but having other things as well, they're going to help you work towards what you want. So that's just the power of, and I didn't think that would happen. And I didn't think that this visualization thing would work, because I never really believed in it, but it's just another proof. I mean, of just how it works. So I hope that will happen for you as well, whatever it might be. It could come up in 6 months, it could come up in a year or 5 years. But if you truly just keep visualizing it and picture things happening, they will happen. So yes, that's what I really wanted to cover over tonight. And I'm going to hand things over to Corinne. Corinne's just going to talk a little about events for the last 10 minutes of the call. So yeah, thank you all for playing all in, and I love seeing all your faces on here. It's just it's just exciting to see everyone and bring everyone back to our space.
So awesome, Nadia. Thank you for hosting that. Really, really powerful, and such a big topic to be discussing now, as we've got this next week, you know, a week till Christmas, 8 days till Christmas Day. And then that bit between Christmas and New Year's is such a powerful time to build people up, to get them excited, either enrolling or getting excited to enroll in January. So you're laying all the foundations and being consistent in your daily actions and your posting and your showing up now is so key. So that was just such a brilliant topic. So thanks for hosting it. What I wanted to really talk about was the next few months in January and February, because we've got some pretty huge events happening. Obviously in February, we've got Celebration in Brisbane. And I'm bringing this one up again because we've actually got 65 days till the event. Got a timer on. So what I really want you guys to start thinking about is, how are you inviting people to Celebration? Because obviously when we're based in New Zealand, majority of us, we need to give people time to book flights, book the time off if they're going to have to get a day off work or a day and a half off work. We need to be vision casting what is possible by what they're going to get. Everybody wants to know, all of life, what is in it for me? This is all that human beings think about, is what's in it for me. Why am I going to go? Why am I going to invest my time? Why am I going to invest my money? Why am I going to invest myself? So whenever we're talking to somebody about Isagenix, the products, the compensation, our brand new events that we're hosting, celebration, anytime you're inviting anybody to anything, you need to get really clear and have a lot of clarity for them around what's going to be in it for them. That often comes most powerfully through storytelling. Whether you start the conversation with, well, when I was first introduced to celebration, my friend told me her story, so maybe it would be of value if I told you mine and what I got from it. You might see something there, because I can't tell you exactly what you're going to get, because you've got to experience it to see what you're going to get. Because I bet you now, if I asked Rory what did he get from celebration this year, I could never have foretold him that would be what he was going to get, because that boy was crying most of the time with pure love and adoration for this community. It was a damn beautiful sight to see. But I bet you I know, fully factual, I could never have told him what he was going to get from coming to celebration. But he can now share that story with others and touch, move and inspire other people into taking action on their life in the way he did. And I know for Rory, you were at the very beginning of your Isagenix journey, and funds and getting yourself to Australia, you were about to study, like there was just so much happening in your world, and you were there, and it's literally changed your entire life. So celebration, I mentioned that first rather than systematically January then February. I mentioned that first because this is our key event of all the events. Celebration is our key event. It's where we get to host parties. There's so much time to connect because we're there and we're staying together. We've got different events for different ranks. So there's so much to celebrate in your performance throughout the year and your actions you've taken and the results that you've got. Obviously, we've got Mr. Eric Worre going, and for less than $200, you can never see that man for less than a couple of grand. So the fact that our tickets we get back in product anyway. So I just really want you guys to really start to lay the foundations and take some big phone calls now. And phone calls, don't go invite anyone to celebration via a text message. I will kill you. Get on the phone, cast a vision, find out what excites them, what they're looking for in 2019, and really start to create what is celebration going to be about for them. So that's number one, because we really want to, every time we go back, we want to be growing. We want to be taking more and more people and share the beauty and the vision of what this is about. So that's celebration, 65 days, note to everyone. The other one is our associate run event, which I'm organising Auckland, is our New Year kickoff event. That is for Auckland on the 20th, but it's basically the 19th, 20th and 21st of January. That's Christchurch, Auckland, then Wellington, because it falls on the Wellington anniversary on the Monday. So that's New Year kickoff for New Zealand, and there is the full-blown schedule for Aussie as well. I'm going to talk more specifically about New Zealand because I'm on the team for organising it. Now, it is almost just over a month until the event. And Jules, I've got your email. It's just over a month until the event. Now, this is such a key event to invite newbies to. Reason being, it's only $25, only $25. There's going to be free product there. There's also going to be enrollment vouchers for people that are in the room only. There's no taking vouchers away. You have to have your guests in the room for them to get free membership. They're going to get a load of free product as well. But even more importantly than that, we have got Jen Schultz, Patch, whatever you want to call her, Jen Schultz, Jen and Jono, number 2 income earners in ANZ. And we've got Andrew Logan. Now, those guys have decided to up and leave their families. They've both got two young children in each of those families. They've both decided to come over here and spend some intentionality and some time really, really getting deep with New Zealand. And why I'm most excited about these two being here is because they are network marketing professionals in the sense of we all want to aspire to be like them in the way they bring profession to this profession. You know, just think the people that you want to get in front of them are going to be parents. You're going to want to bring professionals. You're going to want to bring people that are really wanting to take a good look at this opportunity, because Andrew is an absolute legend at the compensation plan, and he is getting deep into that. He's getting all up in there, and you're going to want to put your people in front of him. And then you've got Jen, who is just, we all heard her speak at UIA. That was who I was sitting next to up on that panel. Now you just hear how when she shares, she just executes. The room is silent. You could hear a pin drop. Everybody wants to hear what she's saying. And she's got like 8 platinums or something in her downline, personally enrolled platinums in her downline. Like, she knows how to build successfully in network marketing. And so for $25, every single person needs to have bought their ticket. We need to go first, because to show our team to be there, we need to buy our tickets, right? So I say that because what we really need, we're paying the venues all before Christmas. So what we want to do is get as many of the leaders to get their tickets, so that we can get the venues all paid for, like locked in, all the deposits. And then everybody, like literally Boxing Day, we'll be like, right, Christmas is over, book your ticket now. So, I really just want to share that really powerfully, like go out of your way to get there and take a team. It's $25 for everybody, guest or non-guest, because of the vouchers and the product that's going to be there. But this is a huge opportunity, especially the one in Christchurch, being the South Island, obviously always has to come up to Auckland for a core event. We really, really want to maximize, and that's why there's been way more tickets sold so far for Christchurch than anywhere else. Really want to capitalize on the fact, and anyone that's watching the recording as well who's in the South Island, really capitalize, book a minivan if you need to, get people in your car, drive them there, get there. It'll be so worth your time, and it will be the catalyst that really makes January a really powerful month. Everything we do in December, January and February really sets us up for 2019. I couldn't stress that anymore. Like, the work that you're doing now, you may, like we spoke about last week, you may not see that seed start to sprout until maybe end of January, maybe February, if there's the school holidays and people have got more stories around that, maybe, right? But you might not see that sprout. But right now is where you want to be harvesting like a professional. Like, you want to be laying it out there and really, really harvesting for those fruits that are going to come in January and February. This is where we get into massive action, where most people take their foot off the metal. We want to be pushing and leaning in that little bit more as a tribe, as a team, still having 3-way calls in. Absolutely, Rory, I saw you say have a call about inviting people. Absolutely. Again, what's in it for them? Why do they want to invest their time and come along and be there? Thanks, Nadia, for giving me that space just to share that, because this is I've seen it. This is our fourth Christmas that we've been in the Isagenix world. And you can visually see the difference in the businesses of who's been working and laying the foundations. And I'm not saying you've got to get working on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, or take any special time away from your family. Absolutely not. But do find that hour. If it's an hour you can give, do find that few hours. I'm still putting in a lot of hours because I've seen the fruits that come from December, January, and January, February. So go harvest, guys, because I want to see you all reach those goals. I really want to see you all reach those goals that you declared when Nadia hosted a couple of weeks ago. I know they're super important to you, and they are super important. I know how super important they are to every individual, whether you're watching the recording or you're watching this. I know that they're super, super important to you. They're getting you way closer to your goals, way closer to your why. You might not be able to verbalize that or have it all clear in your head, and that is okay. All you need to know is that if you feel that you've got this desire, just take the freaking step and do it. Feel the fear, bite the bullet, just go for it. There is nobody that has ever had success in this business who hasn't felt the fear and just freaking done it. Trust me, just do it. We're all doing it every day. I promise you that. We're all doing it every day. Throw a message in the ANZ Best You chat, like, I'm feeling shit scared today. I've been shit scared all of last week with the events I put myself in front of people that, I was trying to put out fires left, right and centre on this panel that I did. So like, I'm still throwing myself into the fire. Just bite the bullet and do it. We're all doing it, okay? So never feel like you're by yourself. Throw a message in there and go, this is shit scaring me. Anyone else feeling like this? And you'll get yes, 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 coming from every angle, every direction. That is what we want. That is what we want. If we're freaking comfortable and we're not scared, then we're not moving, we're not shifting. I know you could have heard this 1,000 times before, but really start to mull that over. Let that sink, let that land, because that's a bit more fucking scary than taking the action anyway. Seriously, I did drop the F-bomb, but I think it was worth it.
Fucking oath it was.
So good. So good. Oh, I love that.
Epic.
Sweet. Thanks, Karen.